sure we are good on that. Yep, sweet. Oh, bee. Oh, there's a bunch of bees. Nice. Get the bees out and about. Gonna see if there's any squirrels or anything out today. Sukaf, what are you doing? Dukes. What are you doing? There ain't nothing up there for you, dude. Weirdo. Weird little dog. Oh, feather. I don't see no squirrels up here. Damn. And my little trap over here has not been sprung, so no rat. None of them bastards yet. Come on, Zooks. Come on, Zookaf. Zookaf. Come on. Let's go. Little street boy. Come on. Lazy, lazy bones. Getting this set up sometime tomorrow. Nice. Nice. Got paid today, so now I got coffee, bud, and a whole shebang. I'm happy. It's a good day today. But it is kind of warm as hail. I don't like that. Bro, I want to listen, girl. Dude, I don't know what was like, I mean, you should have at least maybe have waited before making those jokes. I'm just going to be blunt with that one. I mean, I will admit, I think her just immediately blocking you right off the bat is also a little bit of a dick move, but, you know, I mean, she is more within the right than you were making the joke. So, I mean, I just kind of find it a little funny, honestly. Little freak ball. He's so goofy. Fly, get out of here, flies. Here, be Sukaf food. Well, I felt like a joke would ease the tension. Probably should have made a joke about your own dick or something. I don't know. Like, obviously, it added to the tension. It didn't ease the tension. It created more tension. So, oops. Men, we don't know social cues. Just thinking about those like Family Guy bits. We're just like, men, because something. You know, it always has like some random little fill into it. Let me see if I can find them. Ah, here it is. I feel like this is more of the opposite these days, at least. Maybe a decade ago, this was, you know, how it was, but not anymore.
Red squirrels are terrible. phony compliments.
Oh, wow, you are definitely not afraid of dessert.
You know, I wish I were secure enough to throw on any old thing and call it an outfit.
Come on, you have so much body confidence. I mean, who wouldn't with those strong legs? So muscular. I'm jealous of how fit and strength they are.
Hey, I like your tie.
Thanks.
We know how to be friends. But not anymore. It's just like, hey, like your dick. Men, we don't know how to make friends. It's like the opposite now. Not me in my experience. Yeah, down to south, yeah, probably not. Up here, they're kind of a dime a dozen, but not really down there, I'd imagine. Okay, we don't need to, like, start the stream off, like, already. Like, I haven't had any, like, I'm just starting on a coffee, dude. I haven't even gotten close to maybe potentially putting alcohol in my system yet. I'm not even there yet, dude. I'm not even ready to process that information, let alone, like, start ingesting that information. Like, I mean, like, can we, like, give it a few hours first? Your 2 mics down? Jesus! Okay. Oh my lord. Evidently you're on the treasure chest of party quests. It's like, damn. I can't believe you're you're at Pirates Cove. That's like literally the name of your place, dude. That's fucking amazing. Which now I feel like I need to start obligatorily sending you pirate music. Which, don't tempt me, because I will. Found out why it's named that. Wait, why is it named that? What did it? Was there like somewhere in that area that actually used to be like a Pirates Cove, or that's the local football team's name? The Pirates? Oh, really? Oh. Well, that's not even as... Well, that's not really as exciting. Well, I mean, hey, at least I guess they have, like, you know, local township pride, I guess. I don't know if that's worth a fuck. I mean, honestly, I will admit, though, but name's still cool. Yeah, it's definitely... It's one of those type of names. Yeah. Honestly, my high school is kind of like that. Well, actually, it was, at least out of all the, high schools, honestly, I'd argue that our mascot was the best. Mainly because, like, it, you know, it wasn't really, like, a specific, like, you know, person or people group or anything like that. It was just simply the Mustangs, dude. Because one of our rival schools was the Cavaliers, and then there was the Kingsmen. So it's just like, basically, the Cavaliers were kind of like the more suburb middle class kind of school and shit. And then there was Kingsmen, which they were our rivals. They were so it was like basically those three main schools. Mine. And then there's Kingsmen, and then there was and then fucking the Cavaliers. It's a knight in Muslim garb. The Arabian Nights. Okay, very racist in the mascot. I mean, honestly, like, if they at least did it in a way that looked cool, and at least, you know, the person, you know, in it at least is like, you know, kind of rocking the fit. I mean, I can maybe grant a pass, but I'm assuming because it's, you know, the South, they're gonna look really, really racist about it. And probably unironic round face, too, I'd boot. Like, if they just, like, had, like, somebody that was kind of dressed up that looked like, you know, just a, I don't know, like a Ottoman knight or something like that, you know, like, but not going over the top, or, or anything like that, then sure. Like, if it just looks like, like a knight but in Middle Eastern garb a little bit, and that's it, then, and not trying to, like, do some sort of racist bullshit or whatever the fuck, then it's whatever, Like, I mean, because there's a lot of people that will, like, dress up in different shit that's obviously not necessarily their culture or whatever the fuck, but can still kind of rock it a little bit, so, I don't know, like, I'm on 50-50 if they haven't done brown. Wait, so they have before. Oh my god. Oh no. Yeah. That just confirmed it all. Yeah. Fuck. See, yeah, that's just fucking whack, dude. So no. Nope. I mean, like, if they, like, they could have, looked like, they could have had, like, some dude try to look like Lawrence of Arabia or something. You know what I mean? Yeah, because that would make, like, because at least then, like, it won't really be that bad. Because, I mean, Lawrence of Arabia is seen as, like, a hero figure, and is, like, seen as, but it's, like, a white guy that was, that helped out a lot of Middle Easterns against the Ottomans. And a lot of different people, again, at least different, like, Middle Eastern groups and shit, and, against a lot of the Ottoman Empire and stuff. Granted, he was only doing it for the British Crown, and obviously was doing so, not really necessarily under his own accord. You remember the last time I did 2008? Jesus Christ. See, at least our mascot, like I said, was pretty simple. But at least it was kind of badass sounding. The Mustangs. That was it. Because all it was is just like, fucking, like, all you are at that point is just basically like, fucking Mustang Stallion, essentially. It's just like, alright, fuck yeah. I mean, honestly, it's like, at least there's, some pretty badass connotations of that shit. So, it's like, but then you got, like, the Kingsmen, or the Cavaliers, which Cavaliers are basically just, like, cavalrymen, so it's just like, oh, wow, so fancy. It's like a herd of Mustangs versus, like, a bunch of Cavaliers. I mean, yeah, guess what? Your domesticated little bitch-made horses are gonna get trampled by wild Mustangs, so. Good luck with that. And a rare big strange student got so pissed, and his oil daddy sued. So that he toned it down going forward. You know what? Good. The rare time a oil daddy from Saudi Arabia or some shit fucking actually had some worth. Sweet. You know what? Credit to that kid's oil daddy. One of the few times I guess oil money bought something good for once. One of the rare times. Oh, that mean I fucking put some music in the background. What the fuck am I doing here? And you're sad? Well, don't be.
You're a fucking wanker. We're gonna punch you in the balls. Fuck you.
Just think about this for a while. Just be like, you know what? Fuck you. You fucking wanker. Can't handle my jokes. Can't handle a little lightheartedness. Well, fuck you, you bloody wanker. Just take out the punching in the balls part. Honestly, you told me that she was in an hailstorm, so this even makes it funnier. And now you're at the Pilot's Cove. So it's all just coming together. Casting out strange magic on me. is rather absurd. In this tirade of 4-letter words. Way, spelling the unspeakable things that I say. Fuck you, you're a fucking wanker. We're gonna host you right in the balls. Fuck you with the fucking anchor. Got a new bank account at a credit union. Nice. Until I get Wi-Fi. Well, at least that'll be set up sometime tomorrow. So we don't gotta wait. Cookie errors? Having cookie errors? Oh no. His big fucking ass! I'm a little annoyed I'm gonna have to pay a $5 monthly service fee. $5? That's not a lot. That's not a lot of money. Wait, is that for the Wi-Fi or for the credit union, huh? Oh, that's a fact. I'll be able to keep the balance above 1,500 to avoid it. Wow. So there's like some service fee where if you're under a certain amount, it gives you a fucking like 5. But dude, that's just stupid. Shit like that really should just be fucking legal, honestly. Like, in these fucking, like, banks and credit unions still, like, for some reason need to have, like, some sort of, like, you know, income like that, then let there be, like, some sort of governmental subsidy, or maybe just have, like, you know, a, like, down payment type of thing. You know, like, hey, you know, to open up, you need to do, like, a $10 charge or something like that, but that's it. It's just a one-time thing, you know, when you open it up, and that's it. Like, and, you know, that's... I mean, it's like, I can compromise with some shit like that. Like, you know, I'm always a dude that says, like, hey, I'm willing to, like, compromise shit, even if it's not the most, like, satisfactory thing. You know, it's like, even if I still have to pay, like, a little, like, 10, 15 buck little, like, you know, starting up fee or whatever the fuck, and that's literally it, whatever. As long as you don't give me monthly fee bullshit and all this other garbage. Like, fuck. Like, that's my thing with it. Like, fucking, like, you know, like, don't be trying to, like, slowly but surely, like, scalp my fucking, like, you know, money that I'm saving up and shit. 15 bucks. Yeah, mine's $15. And it's fucking ridiculous. And for me, I don't even know what's the limit, you know, for that. It's like, oh, what's the requirement so I don't get that retarded fee? I don't fucking know. It just pops up sometimes. So, yay. That's great. Wait, like, and this wasn't a thing a few years ago. Like, I distinctly remember this not being a thing for, like, up until, like, years ago. Like, I think around COVID. Because, honestly, these motherfuckers have been, like, you know, like, snuck these fucking service fees in, dude. Like, they got snuck in. Because, like, I distinctly remember for, like, because I've had, like, you know, my Chase account since I was in fucking high school. And, like, I've never have had this issue up until, like, the last few years. Like, it was, like, the last... I started noticing it, like, about sometime, like, I don't know, like, 2 years ago about. So it had to at least be, like, around the COVID pandemic when they, like, snuck this bullshit in. Because, bruh, what the fuck, man? Like, it's really annoying. And all it's doing is just, like, ripping me away from, like, at least, like, a lunch, basically. You know, or something like that. Or, like, you know, maybe, you know, hang out with the homies at a bar for a night. Or something like that. Like, it's, like, it's 15 bucks, like, can actually, like, for me, can, like, go for a good day or two. Like, you know, like, if I, you know, pace it right. You know, or it can just go out for a night. You know, like I said, hang with friends or some shit. But no. It's like I look at my account and all of a sudden I see this fucking service fee thing out of nowhere, and it, you know, took the last, like, you know, 15 of my 17 bucks and shit. That's what happened actually not too long ago. Not last week, but the week before, and I was like, fucking really? It's like, fuck, dude. It's so annoying. I noticed still, like, I think at the beginning of the month we'll, like, put some back, because I'll notice I'll get, like, these random, like, transactions that put money back in my account that aren't really attached to anything besides basically the bank itself. So I'm wondering if, like, you know, if I use it enough, you know, even if the source fee is put there, like, they'll, you know, put some money back. Because I've noticed that too, but it's not the same amount. It's like usually like $5 and that's it, instead of the 15 they take. So it's like they still take 10 out of me. It's like, fuck you. Oh, dude, I don't want to know that. Bruh. Why? I don't want to know that, man. You could have just said you had some toilet. You could have literally left it for the first half. You literally could have just left it at the first, like, sentence and then the, like, first third of your last sentence. I did not know any of the rest of that information. I'll tell you everything. Don't tell me everything. You don't have to tell me every gruesome little detail about shit like that. I don't want to know about that specifically. Fuck. That makes my ears feel weird. Now my ears feel weird. I don't know why, but now they feel weird. I know. Dude. Ugh. Well, you just, like, made me really want to grab a drink now. I'm not even gonna fucking, gonna fucking lie. Shut up! No! Stop! Alright, Why, man? You want me to find, like, some background music you'll really hate? Because I'll do that. Oh, looks like a cow released a video today. Do karaoke. I can't just randomly do a karaoke. I need to be in the mood for it. And also, like, I mean, my voice isn't exactly, like, you know, honed in right now. Like, when I wake up, my voice is fucked. Like, I have to at least kind of wait a little bit. Like, if I woke, like, cause I woke up, like, what? Like, 2 hours ago, about. Like, yeah, I mean, straight up, my voice would not be totally ready for that. Left my dog's in his little corner of the laundry room again.
You wanna know where you are, laddie?
Is that like a normal dog thing? Where they like find a little like corner or like a small space and just like hang out in there? Because my dog loves doing that. Like, that's his thing. Even if I have, like, you know, even if I'm just, like, in my room, just hanging out in there, and have my door open, sometimes they'll just walk into my bathroom and go in there instead. And then I'll, like, wonder where he's at, and I'll realize, oh, he's in the bathroom, just hanging out in there for some reason. Has the zoomies again. Aww. You should give him a little something to distract him with. Like, you know, give him like a little string or a little yarn ball or something like that. Or Nerf darts. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, we had a cat that dead ass would love to play around with Nerf darts. Well, actually, like, you know, grab them and pick them up and actually, like, you know, fetch with them too. You might be able to get Tigger to fetch Nerf darts if you buy a couple. If you buy, like, you know, a little, like, small pack of them or something like that and just start tossing them, you might be able to get Tigger to actually, you know, like, bring it back to you. Because, like I said, we've had a cat that did that before. My wall's truly human garbage. Is it the Kyle video I was just mentioning? Because I'm pretty sure that's the exact Kyle video that I am thinking about. It's a Kyle video, ain't it? Don't. Yep, it's the Kyle video. Don't. Hey. We'll look at that. I saw that literally and got notified like 2 minutes ago. I saw that pop up as a notification like 2 minutes ago. We'll watch that, baby. We're gonna watch that bad boy. Because honestly, I just thought that was just like funny, just seeing that. Yeah, homeless people don't need homes. It's like, oh, really now, huh? Oh yes. Mr. Enlightened over here, do tell us what homeless people need, so. Because, oh, you obviously know holier than thou about everything. Your highness wish. Man, honestly, I'd love to just, like, specifically take, like, a matchlock pistol or some shit and just have that, like, shoved right in his fucking mouth, bro. Specifically a matchlock. Because that's basically the equivalent of, like, a 70 caliber or some shit. So, you know, you can imagine the hole that would probably make. In Minecraft, obviously. In the, pirate mod server. Play like another song before we delve into it.
Years ago when I was born.
Oh shit. And there's something else that we could check out too. Yeah, it looks like there's a few things we could look at in a minute. Sweet. A rusty knife to the gut. Nah, it's too good for that. I mean, it's like, look. I want to get to, what, tetanus? Or tinnitus or whatever the fuck. Well, like, I mean, look, nothing, like, the thing is, like, anything for him is too good, so we just have to settle for something. I mean, you know, the thing is, like, pretty much everything is too good for him. Like, I mean, you know, so we have to at least just settle with something, okay? Like, I mean, we can't just, you know, say nothing's too good for him and just, like, have him, like, rot in the middle of a desert or something. Because even then, that's too good. So we have to at least, like, do something that at least causes some maximization of pain. And brutalization to his human form. I mean, I suppose, you know, I guess we could do random, like, experimentations, I suppose, but, I mean, like, we wouldn't really get any results out of it, though, so it's like, that would be just useless. Wouldn't be anything utilitarian out of that, so, Ooh. What if we just had him, like, chained up in a little room, and we just, like, charged people to just, like, you know, for, like, 10 minutes, they're just, like, fuck with them. They can do whatever they want. Doesn't matter. I mean, they're free to do anything. But they have 10 minutes, and the caveat is they obviously can't necessarily kill him, but they can at least, do anything else in between. So then, because they can't kill him, because obviously we want to make sure everybody else has an opportunity to fuck with him. So, we have to make sure there's at least a clause on that. And basically just let that keep going until the line's done. But the thing is, I imagine that line will basically be never ending, and you imagine some of those people will go back in line. So, it'd probably just be a never ending, session of torture for them. So, I think that'll work. And plus then we can make a profit off of it too. We can make some money and do, an investment and, maybe even expand it. Once we're done with Walsh, we can go find another one. And stuff like that. So I think, we can have an investment on this and actually, make something out of that. Best adventure would be his wife leaving him for a trans man and his kids becoming queer. Well, honestly, we're gonna have to wait a while before we find out if his kids are queer or not. Until his kids are, young adults or teenagers and basically disown him, which they're likely going to anyway. Chances are that, we're not going to know about that till later. We're probably going to have to wait another 10 years before we find out about that. Though I honestly will actually put fucking money on it. I guarantee you at least one of Matt Walsh's kids is going to end up being a queer kid or something. Or trans. Because what does he have? 2 daughters or something like that? I guarantee you, one of them is either going to be, or both, are going to be, queer kids. Either, and I'm willing to put extra money on one of them being trans. I'll put just some, money on one bet of at least one or both of them being queer, and I'll put even some extra money on the side that one of Matt Walsh's kids will be trans. I will put money on that. I'm not even fucking kidding. It's a long bet. Like I said, it would be a long time to wait. But, hey, I think, I kind of have a hunch. Especially with a motherfucker like that. With how controlling and domineering and freakishly creepy that fuck is. There ain't no fucking way that, those kids aren't going to turn out at least, not liking him at minimal. At minimal, they are gonna disown him at some point, once they realize how much of a scumbag parasite that he really is. No shot, bro. There's no way. At the very minimal, that's going to happen. And because of that, there's just a strong likelihood at least one or both of them might, either be bi or lesbian or something like that. You know what? And good for them, if that ends up being the case. Because, fuck Matt Walsh. Well, at last we should, see his stupid little fucking thing. See his stupid little take this time. Turn this bad boy up.
Commentator Matt Walsh likes to spend roughly 13 hours of every day railing against trans people. But when he's not doing that, he likes to, take some time to fearmonger about crime, or in this instance, fearmonger about homeless people.
Oh my god. And I already hear this a lot, so honestly, I kind of feel like that this isn't really going to be new to me. When it comes to whatever takes Matt Walsh is going to have, because I'm not even going to lie, dude, there is a lot of NIMBY, neoliberal, shit-lib type of motherfuckers here in, not just in PDX, but in but in Oregon overall, and Washington too. And they are really fucking annoying and are very right-wing when it comes to shit like this. Because they basically think that, as much as I want them to be housed and this and that, that's not how you're going to solve this issue because of all the crime and lawlessness, and they're just going to slum up the, houses anyway, make it worse and move the problems there. Thinking oh, just because people advocate housing, that's literally it. They don't advocate anything else, apparently. So that's just all they assume. So it's just I guarantee you I'm going to already know these talking points. I just guarantee it. I already feel like I know what he's going to say, outside of, the obvious title where he doesn't think they should be housed or don't need homes, which, What does that imply then? You know, basically doing street sweeps and arresting them and having them jailed. Like, I already fucking know what his take is, without even having to listen to us, because I hear these takes all the time already.
Oh, I want you to stop and think about this for a second. Matt Walsh is on the Daily Wire. I believe Matt Walsh is a Christian. You know, you got Michael Knowles.
I think he's actually specifically a Catholic, but yeah.
So I think Christian as well. Ben Shapiro is, of course, Jewish, and he's a pretty strident believer as well. So you have various flavors of Christian fundamentalism and Jewish fundamentalism, and super religious. They're super authoritarian. They sort of lean into this stuff.
I mean, I love Kyle, but I mean, like, it's not that they're just like, you know, religious fundamentalists. They're like hardcore evangelical far-right fascists. Like, that's what the Daily Wire is. Like, I mean, they're a platform that pushes, basically, at least as minimally, like, dog-whistling fascistic policies and shit. And really, at worst, just being masked off of it, you know, depending on which host you happen to be listening to.
Remember, when we talk about Christianity, when you think of Jesus, what do you think about? I mean, for one thing...
Matt Walsh, Michael Knowles types, Saint Teresa, whatever her fucking name was, you know, because she was a fucking literal psychopath that thought, you know, people suffering and slowly being tortured and dying, you know, due to their illnesses and stuff like that was a good thing and a holy thing, and, you know, like, you know, good in the eyes of God and shit like that, you know, stuff like that. That's what I think with Christianity.
Very fond of the rich. For another thing, he was very pro-poor. You know, the meek shall inherit the earth.
Yeah, Jesus was like that, but Christians don't believe that. In fact, they honestly will, like, essentially the more traditional form of Jesus in Christianity has been rewritten. Like, that's the original traditional form of Jesus. The new iteration of Jesus is basically just, like, pretty much antithetical to all that shit. To a lot of these type of Christians, I mean, essentially it's just the truth of it. They essentially have just, like, you know, rewritten the idea of, like, who Jesus is as a character and don't necessarily give a fuck about all the, you know, good, essentially more leftier ideas that, you know, come from him.
Most sympathetic to, I don't know, say, homeless people. So let's see how...
I mean, because honestly, like, I mean, this is just historically accurate and just factual. Christianity has been, like, rewritten and has been purposely reshapen over time, specifically even by different kingdoms and empires and shit, so they can essentially, you know, have more of a social and cultural dominance in their region of the area. Like, you know, with the whole New King James Bible. I mean, who wrote that? Well, who enforced that one? Well, King James himself, because he wanted to push and force this idea of obedience with the kings and the lords and the higher ups of shit, and obviously with a lot of people being predominantly Christian and reading Bibles and stuff, he made the churches of England change up how they do their teaching, so basically all lines up with being obedient to the King James. Like, I mean, if anything, the New King James version of the Bible is probably the most, like, rewritten, like, changed up version of the Bible that's out there. Like, that one's probably the most antithetical to the original writings and the original interpretations of the Bible. And there are hundreds upon hundreds of different interpretations of them. Because over the hundreds and thousands of years of it being, you know, like written and transcribed and translated and all this other shit, it's just bound to happen. And of course, you know, with that, you get, you know, those in power who will take advantage of that. And we see that today with prosperity gospel, evangelicals, and televangelists. We see that today because that's the predominance of Christianity in America. And because they've rewritten it to, you know, be shaped, you know, for the maintaining dominance in the culture. That's just what Christianity is about. Like, the idea of the original teachings of it is just, like, such a, like, far gone, you know, idea now at this point.
Ives, with his own stated Christianity.
As always, the left seeks to solve problems without addressing the underlying fundamental issues. It's like they're...
Oh, God, right off the bat. Oh, boy. Huh? You want to rethink that one, buddy? What? Let's just kind of zoom in here a little bit. I like how his weird little, like, creepy baby thing is not there anymore, by the way, if you notice. He used to have a weird, creepy baby that was hanging out back there. Why does he have a fucking banjo? Okay, whatever. Of course he has a fucking banjo. Fucking weirdo, man. But, like, you want to rethink that there? It's like, oh yeah, they never actually look at the roots of why these problems are there. It's like, are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure these are the ones who definitely are the ones who actually kind of look at the root of the issues predominantly. Like when it comes to, like, you know, different groups of people who happen to be marginalized. Why is that? Because of a lot of systemic, you know, policies and a lot of historical systemic grievances that have been done to those marginalized groups, you know, from historically and contemporarily. Or when it comes to, I don't know, like, you know, things like, you know, living wages, or the fact that people can't afford to have homes and shit like that. Why could that be an issue? Couldn't it be because of, you know, our system being predominantly based around capital, right? Can't be that. Yeah, that's not the root of the issue at all. It's like, really? You're really going to be throwing that shit out there? When leftists are the ones who are most likely to at least find the, at least or closest to, you know, the root of these issues. Whether, you know, their advocacy of the policies to address them are good, bad, right, or wrong. I mean, they're at least more accurate to what the fuck the real issue is.
Plans to solve homelessness by putting the homeless in hotels or giving them free housing.
Hotels? Huh? I mean, the free housing thing, sure, yeah, it's called public housing there, my guy. But hotels? You know it costs way more money to stay at a hotel than rent a place? Like, huh? I mean, like, what?
Well, you can give a homeless guy a room at the Ritz-Carlton, and the place will look like a garbage dump within the span of 3 hours.
So, oh yeah, send him to a 5-star hotel and become a 1-star within a span of hours. There'll be needles everywhere, there'll be trash everywhere. Oh my god, I told you I knew the fucking talking point. Oh my god, it's the same one I was just mentioning from, it was literally the one I was mentioning from earlier. Like, this is what a lot of neo-libs, shit-libs say a lot of the times, you know, at least especially around here. It's like, oh, you can't just give them housing because they'll just slum up the place and trash it up and just, you know, have their, you know, drug problems and all that other shit, you know, start plaguing, you know, that neighborhood and people around there. I mean, you can't have that, you know, so you can't just simply give them home. Like, I mean, they fucking think this. I mean, it's the same fucking thing here. Go fucking figure. Wow. It's like they have no other talking points. Outside of just like, criminalize them. They're just trash and peasantry and just like rubble. You know, so just throw them away. Put them in the bin. Put them in the garbage bins that we have called prisons. Which, by the way, it's totally negating the fucking fact that, like, on top of, you know, housing homeless people, whether they have, like, you know, mental issues or drug issues or both or not or whatever, like, obviously there's other factors that need to come into play. Duh. And lefties talk about this a lot there, Walsh. Of course, he wouldn't give a fuck. You know, but even a lot of shit lives and a lot of, you know, these type of people that make these stupid arguments don't give a shit. Because, I mean, it's meant to try to, like, push a fucking narrative. But, like, because basically, at least, you know, when it comes to this, like, obviously, you know, housing is just one part of the puzzle. Like, if someone has, like, you know, some drug issues, yeah, well, you want to know how you at least, like, help, you know, like, stabilize a lot of those problems when it comes to, you know, having a drug issue, putting a roof over the head. But you know what other factors need to come into place is making sure that there are programs and, you know, that are heavily invested and funded. Social programs to help, you know, people get off of those fucking drugs and actually, you know, point them towards a path to be able to get back on their feet and be more stable in their life. And one major fundamental part of that is housing. Like, that's a core fundamental of all that shit. Hence why it's like the biggest factor of what lefties talk about when it comes to this issue. Because one of the many first steps that need to be taken in order to help get, you know, people into recovery, you know, from a lot of different things while they're on streets and shit is housing. It's like, that's one of the first steps. You can't just, like, you know, hope they recover from drugs and alcoholism or whatever the fuck, you know, while they're still on the street. Like, you really expect that? Because it's not how it works.
and then he'll be right back out on the street. That's because the homeless guy's problem isn't that he doesn't have a home.
Put that on a t-shirt. The homeless guy's problem is not that he doesn't have a home.
Which, you want to know why he says that? It's because of all the other issues I was talking about. Like whether it's mental health factors, or he's too lazy because apparently he can't get a job or whatever the fuck, or, you know, because they might have a drug problem or some shit. It's those factors. It's because in their mind, it's a choice. It's not, you know, because of other circumstances.
That is like, it's a tautology that indeed is the problem. Like, it is literally like, it's like math, and it's right there, right in front of you. Homeless guy, yes, the problem is that he is home less. That's the problem. Oh god, this guy, man. Oh god, this guy. Alright, let's hear him out. Let's hear the rest of it.
Any
Do we?
halfway competent and sober person can manage to find some kind of housing.
Bullshit. Unless that, you know, sober, competent person has friends or family that are willing to, like, you know, let that person couch surf and shit. Bullshit. Like, because, I mean, like, the housing market is so fucking insane that, like, you know, a single person can't, you know, just simply find housing. Like, they would have to, you know, legit bunk up with friends or strangers, you know, or with, you know, family or something in order to be able to supplement some of the rent on that. Like, it's, like, one person just simply can't fucking find housing these days. It's like, very extremely fucking difficult. Like, maybe in some parts of the country, you might be able to, like, if it's, like, some small rural bumfuck town or some shit. But beyond that, like, not really.
Okay? If you're sober and halfway competent, you're not going to end up sleeping on a box on the street corner. You just...
Yeah, you could. I know plenty of people that are sober dobers, you know, don't drink, don't do drugs, and are homeless. I know one right now. I found housing. Well, yeah, because you have other circumstances and other things that are available, you know, that, you know, allow, you know, to ensure that. I mean, a lot of people don't have those things, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, there are people out there that don't have those type of opportunities, and hence why there needs to be resources, you know, to have those opportunities for people, so they can get off of the fucking street.
Lack of housing, it's that he's a drug addict, or psychotic, or both.
Fucking knew it. Called it. I told you, like, the reason why. Oh, it's not that they're houseless, because they're, you know, mentally ill, psychotic, or got drug problems. Fucking called it. I told you I know these talking points. I already know them. Because I don't hear it from conservatives. I hear it from neoliberals and shitlibs and NIMBYs that live in Portland, which are ostensibly not conservative. At least maybe not, you know, like, socially to a major degree. But, I mean, on this issue, oh, fuck yeah, they are. I mean, they basically do make the same exact fucking talking points as this motherfucker. I mean, it's just like, and they don't fucking realize it, but they don't give a shit.
So it would be one thing if some coherent principle was at play here, but there's nothing coherent about any of this.
Come again? There's nothing coherent about you, shitlibs and NIMBYs that make these fucking arguments, you dipshit. There's nothing coherent about your fucking arguments besides just putting more law and order, more cops, you know, goose-stepping around the fucking community.
I think that the left solution to education and homelessness is to throw money at the problem. The solution to law enforcement is to do exactly the opposite.
Oh my god! Again, see? Again with this shit. I already know these fucking arguments. Like, I don't, like, motherfucker. Like, yeah, see? It's like, oh, you know, see, like, these lefties will throw money at, like, you know, this issue and everything else. But, oh, if they do it for law and order and the police, they want to defund it. Fucking knew it. Because, you know, in his mind, doing street sweeps and literally, like, fucking, you know, going from camp to camp and from tent to tent and destroying these fucking camps and, like, you know, brutalizing his homeless people and throwing them in fucking cages and shit and in prisons, like, that's his fucking advocacy. Like, that's what he fucking advocates for.
So somehow...
Just like, you know, a lot of these neoliberals and shitlibs and NIMBYs that, you know, live in these major cities and shit, too. And in suburbia. Which a lot of them are, like, you know, Democrat-toting motherfuckers, too, you know, for the most part.
The system will improve if you give more money, But the justice system will improve if you give it less money.
The justice system and law enforcement are different parts of, a broader thing. There, my dude.
That makes sense. You'll never see any contemplation from this on the left.
So,
Oh my god. Matt Walsh is so retarded. Ugh.
it is, hey man, it's not that they don't have, the problem isn't that the homeless people don't have homes.
Can we, crucify him, on, an ocean, cliffside, and on high tide, he gets, hit with fat fucking waves, and, every now and then, because the waves might get so high, it might be underwater for a second or two? Can we just have him, in that type of situation or something? Because you'll probably be there for a few days.
Yes, it is. They're drug addicts. They're drug addicts, and they
It's National Watermelon Day. Hey. Watermelons. So good. Hydrate your soul. Tasting fine. Anyone who doesn't like watermelon is a fucking alien.
problems. That's his point. Okay.
I also kind of hate the idea that, the stereotype that, black people love watermelons. Who doesn't? It's just one of those stereotypes where I'm just it's not offensive because it's just, specific towards one, group of people. To me, it's offensive because it's, excluding everyone else that obviously fucking loves watermelon. It's like fried rice, with, Asian people. It's who doesn't like fried rice? It's you'd be a fucking weirdo, to not like fried rice. It's why is it just Asians that like fried rice? Fuck you. I like fried rice, so who doesn't? You know what I mean? It's that's how I feel about that situation. When it comes to, some food stereotypes, I'm just motherfucker. You gotta expand that shit. It's hell no. I don't want no food stereotype just on one group of people. I want that for humanity. I want humanity to be stereotyped into a watermelons. I want humanity to be stereotyped into a fried rice. I don't like some fried rice. Yeah, you better define that. But because the thing is, with fried rice, though, because he said some, that shows how foundational fried rice can be in making whatever type of dish. You can, because you can obviously whip some fried rice up that you can, fucking just love and, feast on for days. But sometimes you might get some fried rice that, you might get some ingredients and stuff in there that aren't really your thing, right? And you're probably not really going to eat that, because it's not your stuff. It's because, for example, if I was to get, some fried rice with some broccoli, some green beans, or some weird shit that I just personally want to I'm not gonna be a fan of that type of fried rice personally. However, though, if there's some onions, some celery, got a little bit of minced garlic going on, you got some a nice staple of some meats in there, maybe some shrimp, some chicken, a little bit of pork, or maybe some beef, or maybe even a combination, get a little meat combo, in that fried rice. It's fried rice could be fucking amazing. I only like the chicken flavor of fried rice. So fried rice has, chicken in it. Alright. At least you like some fried rice. See? No matter what, everyone, to some degree or another, can like some fried rice. You proved my point. You might not like a lot of fried rice, but at least you like some. See? Not that see, my point has been proven. The Alabama net lag. Oh. Yeah, you got a new location, so yeah, we're gonna have to kind of address that. You know what I'm saying? Be oh shit, we're gonna have to figure that one out. At least until the Wi-Fi gets in. Wait, would you send my here? Fly, go away, you little hoe. Fuck you, fucker. Paradox of tolerance disappears. If you look at tolerance, not as much about social contract. If someone is not able to abide by the terms of the contract, they are not covered by it. In other words, the intolerant are not following the rules of social contract and mutual tolerance. Since they have broken the terms of the contract, they are no longer covered by the contract, and their intolerance should not be tolerated. How many times students said debate this response is indeed fixed it? Yeah? I honestly agree with this. Yeah. A lot of what I talk about when it comes to the whole paradox of tolerance is basically this. Yeah, because, you have someone who's intolerant, like a fascist or something, that, is basically, trying to instill their very intolerant, bigoted ideas, on the rest of society and try to instill their idea of what the social contact should be, then it basically, that means they've kind of, revoked the idea of being tolerant, when it comes to this, mutual respect type of thing. I like Arizona Sweet Tea. You keep Southern cards. Yeah, Arizona Sweet Tea, it's kind of hard to say you don't like that, because that shit actually is pretty good. But, I mean, I'm just kind of a sucker for sweet tea in general, so, I mean, at least I know I got my Southern card. At least a little bit. And plus, I mean, there's some Southern barbecue that could be pretty fucking fire. And I love Cajun. So, there's definitely, things that I certainly love when it comes to Southern stuff. Mostly in the food department. Right up until the point you start shooting people. Yeah, pretty much. It's kind of, yeah, basically, it's like that type of shit. It's like, hey, you can't, shoot me. Proceeds to shoot someone, it's like, and then they get shot. It's like, hey, what the hell? It's like, well, you forfeited your right to not get shot at when you start shooting people, dipshit. Same thing. I mean, it's honestly, obviously a more extreme level of it, but nonetheless, I mean, it's pretty much equivocal. Because obviously, if you're tolerant of someone to the point you want to shoot them, then yeah, you kind of forfeit the ability to, not get shot at if someone decides to shoot back. Especially the person that happens, to be victimized by you trying to shoot them. I mean, especially when it comes to the whole, like, paradox of tolerance, why, to an extent I do, look at, the ideas of certain things, especially when it comes to self-defense, like, with stand your ground and shit like that, as, to a certain extent, it's meritable. Because, like, there's a lot of times where, people are victims of hate crimes and shit, and straight up, like, I think they should have, be well within their rights to stand their ground by any means necessary when it comes to shit like that. Because, frankly, of the whole, core idea of this. Like, if you have some bigoted fuck, that is, trying to do, like, beat the shit out of somebody because they happen to be, like, queer or some shit, they should be able to stand their ground by any means necessary. To, like, fight back against that, level of intolerance. Because, fuck that shit. And, I mean, because it's just to the point where their life's being threatened. I mean, especially in this fucking climate, I do think it's personally, especially very fucking justifiable. Because, like, I mean, especially if you have, like, some gay person's getting, like, fucking beat the shit out of, outside of a bar or some shit. It's like, who's to say that, that, queer person might not genuinely get killed? Because of the bigotry against them at this point. So, as far as I'm concerned, they would absolutely be well within their right. Know why? Because one side's actually tolerant and the other side's trying to force the views on everyone else. I mean, yeah, I mean, I do agree with that fundamentally. I mean, the only reason why there is, I think, a paradox is because people, mainly, like, weird, pacifistic, like, civil decorum lib weirdos, want to try to be like, oh, let's just all be tolerant, ooh-woo, and, try to, like, normalize this idea that, if we're just all tolerant with each other, we can, overcome our issues and stuff like that. And fascists and far-right extremists, hey! And then religious fundamentalists will take advantage of that idea that a lot of these weird little civil decorum, ooh-woo, pacifist libs, want to fucking push, and use that as a way to push their fucking agenda. I mean, the paradox itself is, propped up by itself, really. Like, I mean, it's a paradox within itself, if that even makes sense, because it's propped up by these fucking weirdos that, end up, being taken advantage of by fascists and far-right extremists that will use that to take advantage of them to try to normalize their fucking ideas and shit. And that's essentially why we are in the situation that we're in. I mean, the thing is, in a way, like, I mean, the paradox itself is that, like, there really isn't a paradox. I mean, that's really the true paradox of the paradox of tolerance, that there really wasn't one to begin with. It was like astroturfed. It was astroturfed into existence. Thing is, alright, we could all come together, kick these scumfucks to the curb. Yeah, that's what I advocate for. Granted, a lot more of a radical, position on it. But frankly, as far as I'm concerned, you kind of need motherfuckers like me to really, be blunt about it. Because there's really no one else is. I mean, honestly, because, there needs to be a legit more aggressive, defense against this type of shit. There needs to be a more aggressive line in the sand. Hey, dude, what is up, bro? Hey! Bro! To me, paradox will only work if both sides have equal ground and influence, and obviously that's not the case. Definitely not. I mean, even in Bark, yeah, dude, he's just been going off. What the fuck, bruh? It could be just something going on outside, but whatever. Not a big deal, man. And also another thing, that, when it comes to, the whole tolerance thing, when coming together, it's, another part that, we can easily, obviously, all, come together, with all that shit, would be via the labor front. Because especially if you want to, make people who are ostensibly kind of bigoted or potentially hateful and shit, I mean, some of these type of people obviously, work in, similar workplaces, like me or anyone else besides. They also work at the factories, they also work at the retail shops. I mean, and at least in one part, if you want to get them away from these type of positions, it's obviously not just, making sure that these type of ideas are minimalizing their influence to spread, but also, given an actual healthy outlet for these people. I mean, you don't necessarily have to, literally force down the throat or anything like that, obviously, but at least just, when it comes to things like union organizing and stuff like that, I mean, there's even some right-wing types that understand that shit, so, and actually do kind of get that. And especially if, some right-wing dudes might get that, I don't think they won't be talking about that with their other right-wing buddies. So, there is, in a way, merit to, having those discussions with some of those people. I mean, that doesn't mean you just, suck it up, buttercup, and, just take whatever intolerant bullshit they might throw. But, I mean, when it at least comes down to the brass tacks, I mean, and keep it focused to that, then chances are there might genuinely be a ground to be had with that. And the thing is, those type of people are way more in the majority than, the most extreme bigoted fucks that are pretty much set in their ways. And those are the people that, need to be fucking, curbed back into the fucking sewers where they belong. And quit manipulating and fucking, misguiding the fucking masses and shit. Because, I mean, they're just, one element that is doing that. And, to minimize, these elements misguiding all of us and shit from the real brass tacks of the fucking problems of it all, the better, the outcomes can be for us. Broadly. And I mean us as humanity and just, people in America. Not just, lefties and shit. No one scapegoat a minority group because they don't have power themselves. They think they can curtail upper class favor. Don't worry, guys. I'm sure you'll be moving from your chair any day now. Yeah, and I remember when we were looking at one of Hassan's videos about the hogs freaking out about Trump's indictment thing. There was some guy in his chat that mentioned how somebody, because I think that dude in the chat works at somewhere that's or at a Shell, and there's a Republican full of Trump stickers on his van, homeless, that lives in that shell, bums the Wi-Fi off of it, and still is a Trump-loving weirdo and diehard Republican guy. And it's huh? I mean, and the thing is, it's yeah, I mean, especially if they're working or straight up homeless and like that, obviously they don't got fucking power themselves. I mean, yeah, but they scapegoat other people that don't have power either, thinking that, oh, they're the reason why, I'm, in this position, when it's the motherfuckers that they keep voting for. And, continuously voting for their oppressor. Which, I mean, like I said, there are, some people out there that do kind of get that, but, I mean, that are on the Republican side, but, I mean, they have to, actually, be pointed more towards that direction outside, just understanding that, yeah, unions are good. Because, I mean, they need to understand more of the actual value of that and the practice of, of that type of shit, and actually trying to, make that more of their advocacy as well, and not just, simply liking it. But honestly, I mean, there are definitely, like, some more conservative-esque, working class type of, content creators that are definitely kind of conservative-leaning that, that are actually legit pro-union. Like, the dude who does, like, Ricky and shit, for those, like, kind of, like, blue-collar skits and shit. Like, I mean, that dude is, somewhat conservative-leaning. I mean, I could just kind of tell. But when it comes to things like labor and, like in working class issues shit, the dude is very, like, pro-labor, pro-union, shit like that. Like, legitimately. I think it's like Ricky and the Boss, I think his channel is. Actually, we haven't even really watched stuff from him in a while. Oh, yeah, Breadstick Ricky and the Boss, yeah. Oh, he actually made a video 3 days ago. Here. But this is the guy I'm talking about. I mean, dude's a little conservative-leaning, but, I mean, when it comes to skits like this, I mean, how can you tell me it ain't pro-labor? More overtime in this heat? Watch your back, boss man.
Hey, Ricky, you want to work some overtime hours this week? We got a lot of stuff piling up around here.
Overtime? Look, no. Okay?
No!
I'm only working regular hours. I don't need overtime. Alright?
Mm.
It's too hot, okay? It's 100 degrees outside. It's 142 degrees inside. You can't get away from it. Hell, I went to the porta john a couple minutes ago to try and have a moment to myself. I sat down too fast. My ass cheeks hydroplaned across the fucking seat.
Hydroplaned across the fucking seat.
Alright? Shit's getting too soaking fucking wet before we even clock in. This is unnatural. Don't put me down for no damn overtime, alright?
Okay, man, calm down. You could have just said no. Okay?
He did.
I'm just saying, somebody is going to have to work all this overtime we got in the schedule. Alright, I mean, we're working 10s now, but somebody's going to have to go to 12s, hell, maybe even 14s.
14s in this heat? Let me tell you something, okay? I go to the break room later, and I see my name on that damn overtime list to work 14s in 160-degree fucking heat. I'm gonna put a screwdriver through the AC compressor on your truck. Are we on the same page?
I see what page you're trying to get me on, but look, I know it's hot, everybody's hot, but some of us just have to work more hours. It's just what the company needs us to do.
Stop talking.
Stop talking! Oh my god, no shit. I wanted to say shut up. Just hearing that, even for me, I was like, oh god, no, please, shut up.
Just say you listen to me. You're not even in the same book genre as me, right?
Not even the same book genre! Oh my god, dude. See, I love this guy. I mean, like, I don't know what, like, his, true politics are at the end of the day, but I don't give a fuck. This is great.
I walk into that break room, and I see my name on that overtime list. I was sent a crackhead to go steal the copper out of your unit at home. Okay? If I'm out here catching heat stroke, you're gonna be at home catching heat stroke. That's a whole different kind of heat when you can't even get away from it. You understand what I'm telling you? Do not put me on that overtime sheet.
Yeah. Damn right. Oh, man. Ooh, I felt that. And that heat stroke comment, I guarantee it was because of that construction worker that they thought was having a drug overdose, was having a heat stroke and shit. Like, I'm pretty sure it's a reference to that. Because, I would not be surprised. But, yeah, I wonder how he would definitely feel about Abbott, honestly. I'm pretty sure he would probably want him to be rolled off the Rio Grande. Yeah, I saw that here. I wanted to at least, let that skip play. It's made up. I know they brought it up before, but this idea of far left extremism, but still, and not going to hear about people who'd employed the same tactics to take control. And he basically hijacked the movement for his own ends. So there's never an extreme form of government. So what are people afraid of? Dear God, I have too much healthcare, and my education is free. It's horrible. And I have time to relax, spend time with my kids. And this idea of, like, not working overtime in triple-degree heat. The travesty. I mean, yeah, I mean, you don't hear that, you know, in places like in Europe and shit, and they're not even far left. Like, there's no European nation that's, like, far left at all, and even they got a lot of that shit. And no one fucking freaks out about that, not even, you know, the conservatives there. I mean, well, maybe some, but, I mean, majority of people sure shit don't. Like, man. See what other little things are going on here. Actually, you know, speaking of the whole labor thing. Actually, you see this I propped up here. Because got a union, Auto Workers of America union, I'm assuming? Yeah, the United Auto Workers of America, yeah, so the UAW. Sean Fain. So an Irish laddie. Dude, it's always like some Irish bulldog, dude. Man, like, I love how, like, you know, the people that are, like, you know, more militant or, like, you know, just more base, like, you know, union presidents or laborers and shit, or, like, spokespeople. Like, they're always, like, you know, got, like, some Irish surname or, like, you know, or you could tell, like, some Irish background, dude. It's always, like, some Irish bulldog, bro. I fucking love it. Don't fuck with the Irish there, laddie, aye. When I think far left, I just think averting the left. I just think everything the left wants, at least currently, just happening, not economically, but also socially. Yeah, I mean, honestly, in my mind, like, the far left at this point is just basically just, like, broadly just kind of just left anyway at this point, just because it's basically like, you know, a massive advocacy of pro-labor politics and policies, you know, massive you know, like, social and cultural revolution, you know, expansion and normalization of, you know, like, things like, you know, queer rights and queer liberation and things like that broadly, and also, like, like, different, like, you know, racial policies that will help uplift marginalized people and shit like that. I mean, and also, like, you know, healthcare nationalization, or at least, you know, like, you know, some sort of a single payer advocacy. I mean, all these various different things are just broadly, you know, like, things that various wings of the left advocate for. Whether far or not, you know, or at far ends or not, you know, so... Dude! What? Hold on. What is this fucker's deal, dude? What is your deal? Hey! Hey, hombre! You! What's your deal? Oh... What is your deal? A little mutt, a little springboard? Goofball? Oh, you... Damn, I think I got it, but I don't think I killed it. But at least I smacked it out of the way somewhere. That's good, at least. Simulation's gonna collapse. Pearly thinks. Oh, no, man. Started these conservatives shit on the average man, I must say. The only reason they're able to study compared to all with spirit tomorrow, that we'd be fine. What? Wait a minute, what, she's right. I know. What, wait, whoa, like, unless I'm missing something? I know, yeah, unless I'm missing something. But she's also a conservative influencer, so is she also talking about herself? Was her account hacked? I don't know, I'm confused. This isn't, like... Is this just one of those broken clock right twice a day moments? I think it's just one of those situations where she just kind of accidentally was on the ball. I think she was accidentally correct. Because, I mean, yeah, I mean, this is actually unironically a base take. I'm not even kidding, this is actually a base take, but, the wrong messenger. That's what I'm saying, I think it's just a broken clock right twice a day moment. Because, that's actually true. So, I mean, well, so I guess I can't really complain outside of, the fact that it was pearly things, I guess. Ugh. That she's right, but why does she use her influence to advocate better paying working conditions? I mean, honestly, yeah. Like, she did have, I mean, unless maybe right here? What's this? Really? Fuck you. Okay, whatever. I guess I can't read that. Whatever. Ah! Hey, give me back over here. Give me back to YouTube. Yeah. There we go. I mean, like, honestly, if she, like, randomly starts kind of, you know, advocating pro-labor shit every now and then, like, but more often like that, I might think, hey, redemption arc, maybe? Maybe, like, you know, maybe she could go back on Ethan Klein and be, like, you know, and someone could persuade Ethan to be like, hey, maybe if you just, like, you know, said, hey, I saw you made this take and a couple other takes that seem pretty pro-working class stuff. Why don't you use your influence for this instead? And blah, 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 blah. Last part, Mitch said that influencers could vanish, it would be fine, and if workers did, it'd be a different story. That's true. I mean, you know, which, yeah, if, like, influencers were, like, gone like that, you know, like, I mean, whether because they all decided to do other shit or just never were influenced, whatever the fuck, you know, let's just say they weren't a thing, yeah, I mean, like, most of us would be just fine. Yeah, like, a majority, like, damn near all of us would be pretty much okay, for the most part. There would just be less manipulative fucking weirdo influencer grifty fucks, you know, manipulating people. You know, so, like, I mean, yeah, but if, you know, all these different, like, you know, working class folk and shit, you know, weren't around, then, yeah, society just literally would collapse because it wouldn't function. So it's like, you know, yeah, there's a lot more of an immense value that comes in, you know, with working class folk overall. Not really just necessarily men. Like, I guess really the one thing that's kind of incorrect is not necessarily just, you know, like, just men, you know, that, you know, making those type of wages and working those jobs, but women do too. And, you know what, let them, you know, for one, and for two, like, they should also be recognized in that, you know, with the value of their labor as much as men in that situation too. I mean, that would be my only critique. I mean, yeah, she's pretty much right outside of just kind of, like, you know, only, like, it just excluding women from the, you know, equation, because they also are a part of that too. But obviously she doesn't like that because she thinks they need to all be, like, housewives and shit. When someone qualifies as an influencer anyway, as long as you can share your opinion, you have a chance to impact someone with your words. Yeah, I mean, I guess on a technical level, I'd be an influencer. But, at least, you know, when it comes to genuinely being I'd say if you have at least, like, a significant level of an audience. Like, I'd argue if you can at least reach, like, you know, like, it, about average, like, 1,000 some, like, voices or people and shit like that, I'll argue that you're at least, you know, like, an actual influencer in some way. You know, even if you don't necessarily make, like, a lot of, you know, like, you know, views, you know, daily or whatever the fuck. I mean, if I'd say, like, that could at least be more of a credible influencer at that point. I mean, you know, because at that rate you have, like, a genuine, like, niche little community and shit. And obviously, like, you know, there's, like, I would argue different levels, you know, of influencer. Like, you know, you kind of have, like, your more niche little, like, subgroups, you know, like I'm talking about in the smaller end. And then you got, like, you know, more, like, mid-levels, you know, that have, like, you know, maybe tens of thousands, a few thousand, or more, like, you know, shit like that. And then you got people like Mr. Beast and shit, who have, like, millions of followers and shit like that, who are, you know, major significant influencers. So I would think, you know, there's at least like a, you know, different like kind of levels of being, you know, an influencer, because obviously, you know, some people have far more influence than other people. Like my influence is pretty fucking minuscule in comparison to, you know, a lot of other people, you know, in comparison, you know, even as a smaller, you know, type of influencer, because I wouldn't necessarily qualify myself as that. But I mean, you know, I have at least, you know, enough people that check me out to where I technically am. I just wouldn't necessarily qualify myself as that by any means. I mean, but to be fair though, I mean, everybody can be an influencer just by proxy, just by like talking with people and sharing their opinion with people and stuff like that, whether on this type of form or like just talking with people at like a bar or at a show or whatever the fuck, you know. So I mean, anybody could technically potentially be one, even if it's just like one-on-one or in a small group setting or friends or whatever the fuck. And you know, so all in all, I'd argue that like, you know, anybody really could, I guess. But if we're like thinking more of like, you know, like influencer in a sense of like, you know, more of like the consumeristic idea or like, you know, a content platform level idea, then, you know, that's a whole different ballgame. I mean, it's a different ballgame, but in the same ball field, if that makes sense. I'm thinking you're gonna put it funny in terms. Which one? Oh, well, this is actually earlier today. So, so Venom has been talking with this trans girl, and they shared some dick pics with each other. And and Venom mentions like, "Hey, that's a nice girl dick," and she immediately blocked him, like right afterwards. And I just went like, "Bro, why did you think that was a good idea?" That was like an oof moment. I will admit. I mean, I will admit, it's also partially a dickish move to just, like, I mean, if you're all kind of chilling like that, and, you know, and just be like, alright, fuck you, then just block immediately without any context. It'd be like, I would be like, don't do that again. I don't like that. That's not cool. You know, and if it happened again, then I'd be like, alright, well, fuck you. You know, but it's still, though, more within the right, you know, to do that, though. Oof. I know. Like, the way he was talking about it, I was like, dude, you should have her pop on and say what's up, because she sounds cool. Like, because I definitely want this place to be more of, like, you know, known as a, you know, trans-safe space and shit. Because, you know, like, I recognize that, especially for trans people, they definitely, you know, need their, you know, spaces when it comes to just being chill and being comfortable with their ideas and who they are and shit. So, I was just like, damn, bro. Oof. Yeah, man, that's how I felt. I was like, oof. Damn, bro. I mean, that's why you gotta, like, you know, set some boundaries stuff. You gotta learn what's good and what ain't sometimes when it comes to people, you know what I mean? You gotta set those boundaries. Like I mentioned that, you know, it's like, you always gotta make sure you know what's good. She has a big... Dude, you're doing it again! I mean... For your penance, you give yourself 30 lashes. Well, now it's 60. I was complimenting it. I'm sure you were. Like, I'm not, like, look, I know you weren't trying to be offensive. Obviously, I know you weren't. But, I mean, obviously, she didn't take it that way. So, I mean, you know, that's why you gotta know what the boundaries are. You know, it's just like, I'm sorry I'm white, I'm sorry I'm male, and I'm sorry I'm cis. I'm sorry I'm white, I'm sorry I'm male, and I'm sorry I'm cis. I'm sorry I'm white, I'm sorry I'm male, and I'm sorry I'm cis. Just doing that over and over. Oh my god. That would basically be 3 times 20. So you have to do that 20 times. Oh my god. Because 20 times 3 is 60, yeah. Well, hey, Venom, know this, I guess. You know, for future reference, if another trans girl with with a dick ends up talking to you or something, don't say girl dick. Just simply say it's a nice dick. don't refer to the dick itself as any gender. Just refer to it as humbly a dick. And goddamn this. Oh, whoa! It's double stack. Oh shit! We had a double stack. I thought this was it, and then I went down, and there's a two-parter. This is a part 2 Electric Boogaloo going on right here. Ooh la la. We got here. I'm not gonna lie, I initially thought these were turds. I'm a little stoned and I literally straight up thought these were turds for a second. They were dried in the sun. Honestly, my brain just like really thought that for like a half a second. It's just dark chocolate. I know it is. But my brain just for 2 seconds like straight processed like what? Venom, don't mention it again! No, you're making it worse! Okay, I can't look at it anymore. Venom ruined it. I'd still eat that, but the Venom ruined it. Anyway, I want to watch this. We haven't even got a chance to check this out, so...
The notion that we're fat cats. The shareholders are fat cats, and...
They are. You are. And wow, I didn't realize it was this guy where he had to fucking deal with.
Overly rewarded. We haven't seen this... That's class warfare.
CNBC host Jim...
Oh, at least you recognize the bitch. Good, yeah, because it is. And it's a full war that y'all declared. We're just gonna finish it.
Kramer is crapping his pants over the United Auto Workers president, Sean Fain, and the potential that there may be a strike coming up.
Good.
So in this video, I have several clips to get to of Jim Cramer and of the UAW president, who is very terrifying. According to Jim Cramer. Let's see how terrible.
Let's see how our Irish bulldog is.
Fine, he is later on. But this is just this whole segment. Like, again, understanding the framing here, this is the business network, CNBC, so they're, of course, going to be on the side of giant automakers. But just the level of rhetoric here. And you're really going to laugh once I show you Sean Fain, who seems like a nice guy to me. But because of the way Jim Cramer talks up and how terrifying this union president is. So let's first get to this clip of Jim Cramer on CNBC.
I want you to compare the labor negotiations here to the ones in auto, where I think there's going to be a strike, and I think it's going to be horrible.
I want you to compare whichever one he's talking about. I'm assuming SAG-AFTRA and WGA. And then he's like, now look at these ones right here. Actually, you know what? They must be because, I mean, he's looking at, because these stocks are on screen. And a lot of them, besides Netflix, are down. And Netflix is actually barely even up. It probably just stayed even that day. Oh my god, look at Paramount and fucking Warner Brothers. They went down significantly. Maybe I should grab some of their stock, you know, later down the line. Oh my god, dude, Paramount's cheap. Dude, they went down cheap as fuck. Yeah, because honestly, as soon as these contracts are, you know, actually settled and the strike's over, I imagine those stocks are going to eventually just go right back up. So it's like, oh, yeah, good little thing there, you know, think about that.
I call.
Take advantage of their losses. Their losses, my games, bitch.
I think they're going to strike. Champagne.
He's like, honestly, like, legit stuttering. He's like, like, oh my, he honestly can't even process it. He's like, oh my god, there's more strikes potentially. This could be, you know, affecting more stocks, my shares. Oh no, this is gonna be bad. Like, he can't even process it, like, because he realizes that he probably has shares in the majority of these stocks here. And he probably does in, you know, some auto worker industries too. You know, or auto manufacturers. So it's like, I guarantee you this motherfucker's actually legit shit his pants because his, you know, shares are gonna go, whoa, gonna go down, dude. Like I said, you're lost my game, bitch.
Who runs UAW?
Because I check out stocks every now and then on Robinhood and stuff, and I actually haven't really messed around with it lately, but, you know, now I'm looking at it, you know, I might, you know, pull out of a few of them and, you know, reinvest in a couple of them. Not right now, but, you know, I'll let things kind of play out for a minute. Because once you start going down enough, you know, eventually, especially once strikes are over, you know, once there's a settlement at some point, which I'm imagining that's not going to be for a while at least. Not for probably a couple months, honestly. And, you know, and when that happens, I mean, honestly, especially because, oh, there's now finally agreement, that means a lot of those shares are going to go up pretty quick. So, I mean, that's kind of, what I'm kind of looking at with this. I mean, so in a way, fucking around the stock market can be, in a way, like, a way for, work class Joe, to, get some gains out of it. Obviously not necessarily a shitload, but a pretty nice little amount. Because, again, it's their fucking losses in my fucking game, bitch, and the gains of the workers. So, that's what I'd say. It's a win-win for everybody on that one. And a loss for them.
I find him frightening. Sean, who is just talking about capitalism and the nature of capitalism and how...
Well, you're not refuting it. Because, I'm sure he's not wrong about any of it. Because,
it's really hurt workers.
Yeah.
This is very Walter Reuther language. It's the kind of language that when we had in this country, we'll take you down if you don't play ball. That's the
point of labor, because you motherfuckers don't play ball. And when y'all don't play ball, workers decide to not play your fucking game anymore, and they don't play your ball. That's the point, you dipshit. That's the point of a labor strike, you moron. Like, what do you think? Like, and what a way to just not refute, like, the issues of capitalism there, my guy. I mean, you mentioned, it's like, oh yeah, the harmful workers and stuff, and blah, 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 and then just, like, mentions, like, what, Rutherfordian language? I don't even know what he fucking mentioned. But, like, it's, what a way to refute it, though. Like, I mean, wow, man, you know what? I'm convinced. Wow, capitalism good, actually.
Which I'm here with the UAW, and look, I mean, it's the kind of language where you just say, we should have built all our EVs in Mexico. It's that bad.
We should have just outsourced all those jobs. It's that bad. That would have made it worse, you fuck. That would have made it worse, you fucking moron. Like, oh my god. I mean, well, it would have been better for his stocks and for his shares, but it would have been bad for, well, obviously the workers and shit, but of course he don't give a fuck.
So CNBC host Jim Cramer here arguing that these automakers should be destroying American jobs because they're asking for fair pay. Because they see their employers making billions in profit. I'm going to get some specifics here in a minute. And they figure, hey, we're making...
I'll get some drink real quick. Be right back.
These cars, why aren't we seeing any benefits here? Why are the executives making as much money as they are? And my God, I'm going to get to an example in a bit here that is going to blow your mind from when I get to the Sean Fain clip. But this is just... I'll show you what they're asking for in a bit here, but like all this rhetoric from Jim Cramer about how frightening this he calls the UAW president frightening, says talking about how capitalism has hurt workers. Yes, these are facts. He is discussing facts. Quote is the kind of
while not trying to refute them, to support his narrative. It's just simply stating that yep, that's a thing. But, oh, wow, isn't it such a good thing? In fact, let's hurt them even more by outsourcing their jobs. Hey, you want better pay, benefits, and working conditions? How do you think about losing your job entirely and just, like, having it totally outsourced? How about that, bitch? It's like, oh, yeah, like, you're winning hearts and minds with that.
Where if you don't play ball, we'll take you down. What do these automakers do? They underpay their workers. How is that not taking their workers down? How is that not lowering the standard of living for their workers? Why is that okay? But it's not okay to ask for what they deserve. It isn't okay for these workers to actually...
Because they have to earn it. If they just, were obedient to the boss and we're just, the boss man's good little boy, then, that's how they would earn that. They can't just, simply just, have it granted to them now. I mean, come on.
Paid what they deserve based on how much money these companies are making. So let's get to some of that right here. So More Perfect Union, who by the way also shared these clips. Right here, what Cramer didn't say, the big three car makers have made $250 billion in North American profits the past 10 years, while the majority of auto workers are now lower tier with no retirement health care and lower wages. CEO pay is up 40% in the last 4 years. Auto worker wages are up 6%.
Can we have that flipped around? Can we have those, percentages flipped? And also, automate the CEO and executives and shit with AI. in robots because their jobs are literally fucking worthless in comparison to like the workers that actually, you know, make these fucking, you know, like, you know, products and shit. Like, cause, and what fucking weird ass, like, you know, backwards shit is it okay for, like, you know, CEO to just, like, you know, get, like, like, damn near, like, 1.5 times more their fucking salary while, like, there's basically, like, a few pennies, you know, given to the workers that actually, you know, make that fucking salary for that fucker.
Why is that okay? How is that not, you know, if you don't play ball, we'll take you down?
Like, that's fucking wage theft and shit. Like, straight up. And honestly, like, you know, what really gets my goat is that, you know, I've been talked about before because, you know, sometimes I will take longer breaks than I really should be. And, you know, and I've had mentions like, hey, you know, it's like, that technically is like a time theft, which is basically me, oh, I guess I'm taking time out of the company or whatever the fuck. But it's like, logically, like, I mean, breaking it down, it's like, no, I'm not. If anything, I'm just, like, you know, squeezing out a little bit more of my rightfully earned fucking pay on that one. So, like, I mean, realistically, who's actually doing the fucking theft on that? Me, because, you know, I take an extra, like, you know, bit of a longer of a break, or is it because of, you know, my wages being stolen by some rich fuck executive that, you know, gets, like, 40% more while I get, like, 2 or 6?
Taking down their employees. Making this much more money, meanwhile the workers are the reason they're able to make that kind of money. So specifics here that were brought up as well by the union president in his video that I'll get to. But GM earnings have soared. Detroit News here, Stellantis post record 12.1 billion net profit in first half of
12.1 billion in half a year. If that trend continues, they'd make about 24.2 billion in this year alone. If like that's like, you know, how much they made in the first half of this fucking year from like January to June, then I'd be curious to see what the, you know, end of the year number would look like, because I'm pretty sure at minimal it's going to double.
E3. And Ford's second quarter profit surges on strong revenue, earnings per share, top estimates. So they're making billions of dollars in profit. And
their workers are basically struggling to, you know, afford rent and groceries and shit like that, and can barely pay that fucking rent, or, you know, potentially might even be houseless or having to be couch surfing and shit. And yet, you know, they're making fucking billions of shit off of their fucking backs. But yeah, you know, asking for all those benefit stuff, how would you feel like it if that shit was just outsourced to Mexico?
Ninja Turtles. Random ad. And it's not being shared by the workers. So let me get to the first clip here from, this is the very frightening, very scary Sean Fain, the United Auto Workers president.
Oh my god, what a fucking devil, dude. What a literal devil. This guy looks like Satan.
On a recent call, this was from yesterday, or sorry, 2 days ago, and he's discussing some of this.
Oh shit, you did live stream call-ins? Is that what it says there? Oh, it's a live stream update.
He's discussing some of this.
Instead of rewarding the workers who spent long hours wrecking their bodies on the line to make these profits possible, the big three have funneled billions into stock buyback schemes that artificially inflate the value of company shares and further enrich company executives and the top 1%. That's billions of dollars that have been robbed from the workers who made these profits possible.
So scary! Oh my god! Ah! So frightening! Wow. What a monster. What a monster, dude. Just calling the facts out for what they are. Oh my god. Wow. What a demon. What a scary freaking monster. Ah!
CEO Mary Barra made $29 million last year, yet a newly hired battery worker at Altium Cells in Lordstown, Ohio is making $16.50 an hour.
I make more than that. What the fuck? What? Wait. I'm a retail worker and I fucking make more than that. What? What the fuck? Did I, what? I deadass make more than that hourly. Dude, what the fuck? I expected way more than that. I was thinking maybe like, what, 2050 or something? I didn't expect 16. Oh, what the, Jesus, what the fuck? Motherfucker, that wage should be like goddamn 30 an hour, assembling batteries and shit? I make more and I just fucking serve fried chicken and deli meats, for fuck's sake. Like, what the fuck? Bruh.
That means a newly hired Altium worker would have to work full-time for 16 years to earn what Mary Barra makes in a single week. Let me repeat that again. A new worker at Altium Battery has to work 16 years to make 1 week of a CEO's salary.
16 years of work to equal 1 week of CEO pay.
I mean, it'd probably take me what? Like, 14 years?
In what world does that make any sense?
It doesn't. It doesn't even make sense that I make more money than, you know, like one of these auto workers. Like, what the hell? I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, like, I honestly do. I make like at least a couple bucks since the change over that. I mean, fuck.
Somehow.
Okay, this fly is gonna die, dude.
His workers, that's frightening. Showcasing the obvious disparity here. This is scary stuff. Like, what?
Honestly, what's fucking kind of scary about it is the fucking facts that he's spitting. Like, not even him, by the way. I mean, cause like, let's say I decided for ungodly reason go to Ohio and like, you know, work at that job, I would literally be making a pay cut. Like, and probably, you know, benefits cut and shit, and actually be dead ass struggling way more than I would be now. Like, that's insane. I mean, and that obviously ain't the fault of the union, it's the fault of these fucking audio manufacturers that are literally, like, robbing the fucking workers dry of, like, you know, whatever little bare pittance they have.
What
mind-boggling.
I mean, frightening maybe to Jim Cramer and, you know, massive corporations who can't stand workers fighting for their rights. But to the average person, Sean Fain is just being rational. He's just fighting for his workers. He's doing what he should be doing. And the workers there should be proud of him for fighting for that.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely being the Irish bulldog I thought he was. It's still like, I love it, dude. He's like, dude's doing nothing but spitting.
I'm gonna get to you later on, by the way. More specifics around what they're fighting for and how not frightening it is. Just, you know, again, they're asking for what they deserve. But let's get to another clip here from Jim Cramer, who has more to say. But again, this is more rhetoric about how frightening Sean Fain is, and then I'll get to more from Sean Fain as well.
And then the notion that we're fat cats. The shareholders are fat cats, and
you are
been overly rewarded. We haven't seen this.
Yeah, you literally are. You get fucking millions and billions of fucking, you know, dollars and shit if your fucking shares, you know, off of our fucking backs, you pig.
It's warfare. And it's very shocking to hear class warfare.
I remember
It's very shocking. No, it ain't. That's just like the facts of what's been going on for like over a century in this country.
While ago who lamented the
globally.
shift from capital to labor. I'm sorry, from labor to capital over the last 30 years.
Well, I always felt that the middle class benefited from unions. I've been a union member, twice union member, and I always felt that you could work together and everybody would do well. I never felt that we had to destroy the people that we were fighting.
What? That just makes me automatically think that you are not, you know, formerly a union member. Bullshit, bro. Like, I mean, because honestly, first of all, this idea of, like, destroying the whole system or whatever the fuck, it's not even remotely true. It's about trying to get their fucking fair share. It's the working class, you know, advocating, you know, for their fucking fair share of the whole system so they can at least, you know, sustain theirs and, you know, and their family besides. Like, that's the whole point. Now, frankly, I'd like to go a little further, you know, but at minimal, the foundation of the whole idea of labor is that. Like, it's not, you know, trying to destroy the, you know, unearned wealth of these fucking rich fat cats and shit. It's just skimming a lot of the fat off of them and making them a little less fat. You know, instead of being overall fat cats, they're just chubby cats. So, I mean, because at least then that'd be a little more acceptable. Because obviously being a fat cat is unhealthy. You want to make sure that you lose some weight, right?
Who's destroying what? I love this part because I'm not sure Kramer really expected the other host there to bring up that Jim Kramer, I guess in the past, has talked about the importance of unions.
I want to see those clips, honestly, because I don't buy that.
I'm not sure in what context that was around because he's always been a very pro-business individual. But he goes on to say how he was in 2 different unions. So I guess essentially he's a class traitor, is what it sounds like. And now that you have a union here, a union president actually fighting for the workers. And also, there are other parts of this, of Sean Fain's discussion with his membership here, where he's discussing how this is not a top-down approach, that they are specifically only agreeing to whatever their members agree to. So this isn't, the president rules above all, which I think maybe is what Jim Kramer is annoyed by. That this union president, Sean Fain, is actually representing the interests of all of his workers.
And instead of that, like he'd rather, the president be more in the interest of trying to find like a more balanced approach of being, benefit, to the company and to the workers and shit. Like, which is pretty much nigh impossible. Like anything that benefits the company is going to inherently hurt the workers. So, it's just like whatever, concessions are given to the company, like definitely outweigh, when it comes to the benefit that, come, with those type of contracts because of a, toothless or corrupt union because of those type of circumstances. And luckily, even for old guard unions, there are some, at least especially local unions that are, starting to change shape. UFW, Teamsters especially, like SAG-AFTRA and WGA, even UFCW a little bit. The UFCW is a lot more, nationally more complacent because of mainly because of the AFL-CIO. They're, I'm not gonna lie, they're definitely not, really, best at, representation, for workers' interests at this point, because they're, like an old guard representation of the, whole structure and needs to be shaken up at least, or at least, challenged by a organization that would be adjacent to, or at least equivocal to, at least put some logs in their ass.
Let me get to another clip here from Sean Fain discussing what they were asking for.
While Big Three executives have used those extreme profits to pump up their pay, our members have fallen further and further behind. This chart compares what our contracts provided in 2007 compared to what they provide today.
So starting rate would be $19.60, which is $68 in 2023 dollars, which that I felt like would be accurate. And then years to top rate, 3 years to $28, which is a progression of wage increase. And then inflation protection since 1948, which got suspended in 2009, which hence why their wages got reduced. Then retirement security, pension healthcare plan for all, pension replaced by 401k and tiny contribution to healthcare, which the concurrent is 1804, which they got wage cuts, and then to 8 years to $32, which is not that much, and way longer to get there. And now there's no COLA protections, and now they have 2 tiers. No retiree pension healthcare plan in the second tier, and the first tier is no pension increase since 2003. Jesus Christ.
As you can see here, an auto worker starting at a Big Three company in 2007 had a higher starting wage than an auto worker starting in 2023. And that's without taking inflation into account. If the 2007 starting rate had kept up with inflation, newly hired Big Three employees would be making $28.68 in today's wages.
Which, that's what accurately they should be making.
That's more than $10 an hour higher than the current rate.
And honestly, they should be making more than that anyway.
It's $21,000 more per year. That's a life-changing amount of money that our members have been robbed of.
So in a second here, I'll get to specifics around what they're asking for, and I'll get to another Jim Kramer clip where this is, I guess, where he goes the most extreme. So that in a minute here. But Sean Fain showing the clear disparity between where they are right now and where they would have been if wages have kept up with inflation, and they haven't. So again,
which is why, you know, either wages need to be tied to inflation or tied to productivity. And I honestly would argue it should probably be tied to inflation. At least especially considering those fucking numbers.
For now,
goddamn,
just what they're owed, what they deserve. But let's get to quick specifics on that before we get to that clip. The next clip. Members' demands. This is just one slide. There, if you go through it's like an hour video. He breaks it all down, but the right to strike over plant closures, working family protection program, and abuse of temporary workers, which is an important point here. He really is standing up for all their workers. So
including temp contract workers too, which is fucking awesome. Which just shows that, you know, labor is the right side to raise all ships, because if you have somebody that actually represents labor and gives a fuck, you know, they will, you know, not just advocate for their own members, but also advocate for labor across the board.
Included. More paid time off to be with families. And he makes a really great point in the last clip that I'll get to in a bit. And then significantly increase retiree pay. So, and of course, in addition to, you know, higher wages, this is basic stuff that is apparently incredibly frightening to...
It's so scary to be advocating for literally the bare minimal basic shit. And also the right to strike over plant closures. Like, I mean, like, they don't even necessarily have a right to strike, you know, when it comes to, like, certain circumstances. Like, the fuck?
Jim Cramer. Let me get to now the last clip from Cramer, where, again, this is where he goes the hardest against how frightening Shawn Fain is.
This man studied Trotsky.
Oh my god. I was just about to mention the music, and then he just said that. This man has studied Trotsky. Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh my god. That was a banger, bro. Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't even know if I recover from that, bro. Wrecked. Damn, wrecked, bro. How will you ever recover from that? This man has studied Trotsky. Wrecked lib. It's like, damn, dude. Fuck. Wow. Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh my god, that fucking sent me. I didn't even expect that. Oh, I didn't even expect that. That just fucking sent me. Oh my fucking god. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh, fuck me, bro. Oh, you got Mrs. Cat? Oh no. Oh, that cat probably could not have gone far. It's probably hiding under the bed or something. Or in a closet somewhere. That kitty can't have gone far. I mean, I need a moment, honestly. Holy fuck. Wow, I don't even know if I can recover from that. Oh my god. This man has studied Trotsky. Research the entire apartment. Oh shit. Was the door open at some point? Which one? Which kitty? Is it Smokey or Tigger? Because it said Tigger had the zoomies. I mean, they just check every little corner. Smokey. Oh no, not Smokey. Well, yeah, go find that kitty. I mean, especially because it's in a new place and shit like that. You know, like, I mean, you know, it's definitely gonna be, poor kitty can be stressed. Skewing strikes and have no class consciousness on their asses. It's time for a rebirth. Yep. Just raise some of the comments here. We need a law. Is Capcio paid no more than 50 times the median salary of a worker at the company? I would say less than that. I'd say like 15 times over, maximum. What we need is general strike. Well, we're kind of slowly but surely building up to that. It's not happening all at once, but I mean, it's kind of building up in stages. To put even more in perspective, imagine paying your month's rent with less than 15 minutes worth of wages. How would that even work? Boop. The corporate tax stuff so contribute to drop. But when you guys say a little, the manage last class for it. Yep. This man studied Trotsky.
I tell you, studied Trotsky before pre-ice picking era.
Pre-ice picking era? Oh my god, this gets better!
Some of the weakness this morning is about reading.
Honestly, I'm reading the guy.
You know what? If Sean Fain has actually studied Trotsky and that's actually true, then fucking base Sean Fain, dude.
Walter Reuther seems like he's a man of peace. It is. I have to tell you that if Sean Fain, who is the UAW head, if he gets his way, you can short
the fucking music. Dude, they're really trying to fucking play this up like some drama shit, dude. Like, this is like, you know, something you would get in, like, some dramatic movie skit. You know, where it's like, I mean, you know, where that shit just straight up be like, you know, like some, you know, like, news clip, you know, while the villain is, you know, like, fucking, you know, plotting their shit, and the protagonist, you know, is trying to, like, you know, scheme and stuff. It just feels like that. My sign looking at nothing. Well, don't, I mean, I won't immediately give up, dude. I mean, it might take a little bit. Just, you know, just kind of, you know, off and on, just kind of keep going back out and keep looking around. I mean, the cat's got to be around somewhere. The cat couldn't have gotten far. So, I just kind of keep looking around. I mean, is there like a little field or like a little forested area anywhere nearby or anything like that? I mean, because if there's anywhere that might be like some shrubbery or something like that, chances are the kitty might have hidden under that or something like that. I would just like kind of just keep looking in general area. Just kind of like do kind of little perimeter searches and expand the search of stuff. Hell, I mean, since you're at an apartment, you can even ask, you know, some of the other, you know, neighbors, you know, if they might have seen him. Because chances are there's got to at least be some people that might have seen him wander around if he's outside somewhere. But, I mean, I know what cops will call me for walking around. I don't think that's going to be happening. Like, especially if you're calling out for a cat, you know, trying to look for a kitty. I think people kind of understand what's going on. And honestly, even for some dumb reason, a cop show this happened before, well, just say you're looking for a cat. It's like, hey, we just moved and, you know, our cat got lost, we're trying to look for him. You know, it's like, I mean, you got nothing to fucking hide. You're just looking for a cat.
Battle the dog again.
I mean, if anything, I mean, if they showed up and that, you know, you told them that, I mean, I don't know if they would or not, probably not, but hey, you're white. They might help you, so I don't know. I mean, especially if y'all just recently moved in and shit like that. Oh my god. Ugh. Hold on. What the fuck? What does she want? Oh, jeez Louise, hold on. Need to send a message. Send a text or some shit here, hold on. Deals, man.
I'll be back.
Okie dokie. Hold on. Boop. There we go. Okay. Alright. Let's check on. I didn't have to move heavy shit. Well, that's good at least. Well, like I said, I would keep looking around for the, for the cat. I just, just every now and then. At least, let some of the neighbors know so they can, keep an eye out too.
Single auto company until the cows come home. I took 7 courses on communism at Harvard because I was...
I took 7 years. I studied communism at Harvard. I tell you what, for 7 years. Oh my god, dude! This guy keeps getting better and better at this shit.
Bad period at Harvard. There should be an 8th course, Sean Fain, and what he had to do with Engels. It was Marx and Engels and Fain.
Marx, Engels, and Fain. What?
This is where we get to how this clearly is a...
Motherfucker's comical as fuck, dude. What a goddamn muffin, bro.
Marx, Engels, Fain. Come on.
My god.
What are you doing here? Going this extreme makes me think, who's paying him under the table? I'm sure he has his own investments in these automakers, and he has these personal relationships with these executives.
Oh, he definitely does.
Seems like there's a little more going on here. When you're specifically targeting Sean Fain and this union that is not going above and beyond what any other union really is. Not to talk down Sean Fain here, I think he's doing a great job. But it's not like, he's not calling to physically destroy these automakers. He's not calling to, trash the place. He's asking for what their workers deserve. And Kramer is going wild over nothing. Last clip here, and this is, I think, a great clip, because this gets to the heart of what it is to be a worker, and what it is to be really a human, a person. This is, again, from Sean Fain during his live stream a couple days ago.
Years ago, I was part of a small group at my church that read a book called 1 Month to Live by Carrie and Chris Shook. And part of their calling as ministers, the authors ministered to many people in the final days of their lives. And what they found was, very few people, when they look back and when they visited them at the end of their lives, wish they had spent more time at work. Instead, most people had a lot of regrets about all the things they wanted to do, but never did or never got to do or never had the time to do. The greatest resource in this world is a human being's time, because each of us is only given a finite, precious amount. And that's what wages are all about. No matter what type of work somebody does, you're being paid for your time. And that should be the focus of everything going forward, no matter what work somebody does.
So it's good to see Sean...
Damn. True and based.
Fain here find time for his church in between his seances with Engels and Marx. But on a serious note, I think he makes a great point here. This... Who on, their deathbed is thinking about that they should have worked more?
Nobody.
We work in this current society, how society currently operates. We work to live. Most of us work to live. Hopefully we also can, enjoy what we do to a certain degree, but we work to live. We have to make money. We have to survive. Why not, in that situation, when you have the ability to fight for your workers, why not try and give your workers as much time as possible with their families? Have the ability to lead a healthy, happy life that isn't just about how much they're working. So it's great to have a union president with that sort of outlook, someone here who is truly, I believe, fighting for his workers. And I think when you are frightening Jim Cramer to the degree that you are frightening him, it means you're doing a great job.
Oh, yeah. And he definitely, needs to continue, to keep up that fight. Hopefully they go on strike and shit, because, they really obviously need to seriously, demand aggressively, for a better fucking share of everything, because Jesus Christ, dude. That's just absurd. Want my Moki? What, Smokey? On smalling. Well, just because, how long has he been gone? I'll work out. Well, when did you notice he was missing? Like, for a couple hours or something? Because if it's only been a couple hours, I mean, can't have gone far at all, dude. Like, legit. After a huge-ass storm. A couple hours ago. I mean, the kitty probably hid under a bush or something. I mean, who knows? I mean, you ain't gonna know if you don't look. I mean, because if the cat snuck out, that's probably what happened. Because it's a new environment. The cat could have not gone far in an environment that's not familiar with at all. I did look. Well, you ain't gonna look just. You ain't gonna know. You ain't gonna find a a kitty just looking around for a couple minutes. I mean, it's gonna probably take a minute. I mean, if one of the neighbors happens to be home, see if they might be able to help. I mean, I wouldn't just give up, like, just right off the bat. Because again, that guy could have not gone far. I mean, because, shit, I mean, hell, I'd be out there fucking looking for the cat right now. This guy at least is what it. Dude, go find that fucking cat. Dude, come on. Go look for the fucking kitty. Okay, this fucking fly is seriously starting to annoy me. Come on, fly. Come on, bitch. It's tired and hurting. And how do you think that little kitten feels hiding under a bush somewhere, probably? So, I mean, I imagine that little kitty's life, especially if it's her mom's cat, probably, would be more of a little bit of a priority. At least I would argue. It's the cat's fault. No, it's not. How in the fuck is it the cat's fault? Should've ran out. Like, dude, quit being dumb. Like, it ain't the cat's fault that it's in a new environment and doesn't know, what's going on and shit. It's a fucking kitten, dude. Dude, go find a fucking cat. Smokey isn't a kitten. He's 3. Well, so what? Doesn't matter. Like, what the cat's age is irrelevant. Like, that doesn't matter. I mean, I go out there with like a little bag of kibble or something. Bag of kibble always attracts a cat in my experience. I forgot to put a collar on them, so anyone could just pick them up. Well, if someone did, then maybe somebody from the apartments did. And if that's the case, then someone might just be holding on to them then. See, like, you're not gonna know, like, unless you go look around, or at least, ask around and shit. Like, I wouldn't just, like, give up after a couple hours just because of, like, a storm or, or whatever fucking shit. It was social as fuck. Have your mom do it or something. I don't know. Dude, it's a fucking cat, bro. I mean, especially if it's 3, I guarantee you it's gonna know the sound of, you know, a bag of kibble being, you know, moved around and shit. It'll probably come out for that. Speaking of kibble, I am probably gonna grab lunch. Do some errands and stuff here in a bit. Maybe we could use that time to find the kitty. Oh my god, that lazy dog. Lazy bones of a dog. Definitely know I probably won't let him join me on my adventure. It's probably gonna be just dragging tail the entire time. Lazy little bastard. Lazy little boy. I don't know why I like hanging up right next to that door. He has, you know, the major urge to try to, like, squeeze it shut. So he ends up being more of a springboard. It's just so cute. Just a ridiculous little fluff. Whatever, shot. Whoa! Fuck a little tiny asshole fly just, like, decided to chill right on my nose. The fuck? You found him? Oh, see? Well, there you go. You found him. Where was he? Was he in the apartment, or was he somewhere, like, who's hiding in my wardrobe box? See, he was somewhere in an apartment. He was just hiding. He was probably hiding because of the storm. Well, see, there you go. Oh my, oh, see how quickly you like, gave up on it, and he was just inside the entire time? While I'm over here like, oh, just go fucking find him, and you'll be out. He's somewhere. See, because I knew that cat could have not gone far anywhere. Especially in an environment it's not familiar with. There ain't no way that cat's going to be, like, you know, just wandering around doing some fucking thing. So, like, I mean, yeah, it had to have been very close by. Like, guys who hire unload the truck are jacked as fuck. Well, they're movers. Dude, most movers are jacked as fuck. Doesn't really matter if they're black or not. I mean, anyone who's like a mover, like, as their job, like, are gonna be jacked as fuck. Like bodybuilder types. So they probably are. I mean, on and off time, they probably do go to the gym and shit. Like, legit, they probably honestly do. I mean, especially for the job that they do, they probably, you know, do that for their benefit. Also super chill. Well, yeah, I bet. I mean, there's definitely gonna be some movers that will, you know, be scummy and shit. But most movers are pretty chill. Most of them are pretty laid back about it. Smoked a fat at me on the balcony. Hey, so they are super chill like that. See, that's good shit. See, you know, when you, like, most movers are pretty chill, but it's pretty rare to get them chill like that. That's some chill, dude. Nice. To me, $10. Right on. Well, I mean, especially if you're smoking a fatty with one of them, then, oh, yeah. I mean, they definitely deserve a tip after that. Good shit. I'd be on, if I was a mover, I'd be like one of those type of movers, dude. I would personally be chill like that. Motherfucker. They unloaded a 26-foot truck in an hour and a half. What is it? I mean, well, it's their profession. They're pretty efficient and they know how to do it. It took me 8 hours to load. Well, I guess it kind of shows you, you know, the proficiency of, like, you know, when it comes to being a mover. Because, you know, obviously, you know, like, it's one thing to just, like, you know, move shit from one place to another, you know, and stuff, but it's another thing to do it efficiently as a profession. Like, because, I mean, you know, like, obviously you want to make sure you do it in an efficient time and stuff like that. Just after the cat was found. Well, yeah, because with my, like, vibes of being like, hey, the kitty's somewhere. And there we go. Heard the sounds of him clawing inside my clothes box. Clawing inside! Oh my goodness. Silly kitty. What a silly kitty. Trying to figure out where this fucking... This fly's gonna make me go fucking insane. I'm just waiting, dude. I'm just gonna wait. Let's go wait for this motherfucker, bro. Oh, I see him. He's over there now. Yeah, that's right. Come back, come back, come on, come on. No, 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 over there. Didn't get it. So it must be entertaining to watch me like King Kong, just be like, oh, just like fucking trying to go after these fucking flies like the biplanes, dude, or some shit. Like, it's just fuck. it's driving me nuts. There. Let's see if there's like one more little thing we could look at. You know, go grab myself some lunch. Hope Stepditch joined this 28-year-old hooker. Are you sure the hooker's 28? Because I honestly, deadass wouldn't be surprised if it's like 10 years younger. He hired to be his girlfriend until he runs out of money. Oh my fucking god, that is genuinely pathetic. He did a eBay. I don't even know how to. I honestly don't even know how to respond to that. Simp, dude. That just that just wow. I mean, oh my god, that is just fucking extra levels of pathetic. Oh my fucking god, dude. Someone needs to tell him to stop simping. Dude, that actually is unironic simp shit right there. I'll actually grant it. That is genuine simping, dude. Oh my fucking god. When you're actually paying to be the girl. Dude, he's literally living the, like, incel simp dream, dude. Oh my god, he's actually living it. Oh my fucking god. He's actually the meme, bro. Oh. Oh, dude, I have secondhand embarrassment cringe just thinking about this. Like, oh my god. Anyone with a shred of fucking self-respect would just, like, be, like, imposing, like, would be, like, cringing so hard it would induce a fucking, like, shredding fabric of space-time and cause a singularity, bro. Like, I mean, my god. Oh. It's more cringy than me making the girl dick joke. I mean, because that one's just more of an oof. That's like an oof cringe more so than, like, gonna tear fabric of space-time cringe. Like, I mean, way different levels of cringe. Like, fundamental different levels of cringe. Like, just fundamentally. I mean, they're not even in the same, like, range. Like, just, they're on different cosmic planes of cringe. Like, that's how far the cringe is on that one. Yours is just in the general, you know, quadrants of cringe, you know, like the political compass. Like, you're in the genuine, you know, like, general, like, compass of cringe, you know, where, you know, you're just kind of in the oof cringe category. But that cringe, you know, that's just, like, out in the fucking, like, cosmic realms, dude. That's like traveling through nebulas and other galaxies. Or at the credit unit, the power went out because lightning hit the field next to the building. Damn, dude, I bet that was intense. Dude, I've had lightning strike near me before. Not, like, maybe that close, but I've, you know, like, had, like, thunderstorms directly over me where lightning would be striking at, like, some nearby field 3 times. Damn. Dude, that's pretty cool. Dude, I love a good fucking thunderstorm, man. I love that shit. A good lightning storm to me, man. Ooh, I just up on the end. Well, the thing is, you're safe because you're inside a building. So, at least you'll be okay. Just back into the box. Aw, he likes the box. Aw, let him have his box. He's comfortable in his box. Aw. No, he likes a little box. That's cute. Kitty in a box. Kitty in a box. A kitty in a box. Kitty in a box. Ba-dam-dam-bam. It's a huge ass wardrobe box. Well, I mean, obviously he wants to hang out in it. Oh, for fuck's sake. I need a new grinder at some point. But I'm one of those guys that will fucking use it till it can't be used no more. So, I can still use it, so that's just fine. As far as I give a shit. Want some more? Oh, if you want to take a pic of it. See the new setup. Fresh start. Fresh start of a new setup and all that shit. Speaking of, I definitely need to, like, you know, kind of, yeah, actually get a little bit of work done in my room, too. Oh my god, you fucker! Right by my ear. Fucking prick. need to, like, set up some motherfucking, like, you know, sticky trap that has, like, something for it to eat, and then just, like, take pleasure in torching those fuckers on the sticky shit or something, dude, because, oh my fucking god, I'm so done with them. Rose sent me some on Discord. What we got here? Them kids running circles around everyone else. Spent 10 years of my career teaching 6-year-olds how to edit a PDF. Please shut the fuck up. How do I do that? The new hires 2023 are unprepared for work. Yeah, like, yeah, honestly, that's kind of fucking silly. That's bullshit. Dude, I found out one of my coworkers is fucking 18. I didn't even realize that. I thought she was in her early 20s, like 23 or 22 or something. And dead ass, like, I mean, holy shit. It is just, like, I mean, I was honestly kind of shocked. I'm like, man, dude, like, them youngins are having to, like, mature way faster than even I had. It's like, goddamn, bro. People be aging faster now. I mean, for real. She actually was kind of almost insulted when she's like, what do you mean by, like, mid-20s? I mean, like, well, more like early 20s, more like 22, 23, but, you know, kind of like, you know, the start of, like, the mid-20s, something like, I mean, at the oldest, you know, because I never really thought to, you know, that you would be 18 or something, because you didn't look 18. You look, you know, more mature for your age. And she was like, oh, okay, that's more better. That's better now. I'm like, okay, well, because I was like, yeah, I wasn't trying to be insulting. I was, you know, obviously. You know, it's more, if anything, compliment of the maturity of her age, you know, because I was like, damn. Just had to use my expensive heavy-ass duty charger. So on the cold of the dis. The cold of the dis. Dude, Threads really doesn't have a fucking, like, desktop, like, webpage at all. So you have to screen grab it and then use an emulator. Oh my god, that's just definitely ridiculous. House setup. Well, obviously a little clunk. Wait, you have a guitar? Wait a minute. Oh, look at that little smoky boy. Oh, look at that little boy. But is that a guitar case I'm looking at right there? Wait, what is that? What got going on here? Oh my lord, your bed frame isn't even set up yet. I like how this over here is just all flopped. Wait, you have your computer set up like right next to the bed? Wait, do you lay down or do you sit on the edge of the bed? Because for me, IMO, not gonna lie, I'd prefer to sit. Like, that would be more uncomfortable in my opinion. That's my little TV. Oh, it's your TV, okay. It's like the... For my Switch. Oh, okay, gotcha. It's like the meme from the Miller's movie. My childhood sucked. Mine too. You guys had a childhood? You guys had a childhood? The room is easily 3 size times the room in your trailer. Well, yeah, it looks a lot more spacious. And you got a nice little window, too. Honestly, it certainly is an upgrade. Obviously, I mean, you're still settling in, so it still looks like a clusterfuck a little bit, but that's granted. I mean, you obviously just moved in, like, less than 48 hours ago, basically, so... I mean, it's still gonna be cluttery, but, you know, I mean, you could tell that, you know, shit's getting settled in, because, I mean, right here looks nice, you know, so, obviously shit's getting settled in. And honestly, it definitely is an upgrade. That's actually, you know, looking like a nice little pad right there. Crib looking pretty nice so far, for, you know, slowly but surely getting settled in. You see how cluttered my mom's room is? Oh my god, I'm sure it's worse. I mean, you know, I'm sure, like, you know, there's a lot of clutter and everything going on. She barely have room to lay her bed out. Oh my god! How much shit does she have? Holy sh... Oh my god. Damn. That's a lot of shit. RC threads. This is the browser link. Well, yeah, obviously this is a browser link. Which, oh, my goodness, that looks delicious. %90 boxes, 10% beds. Notice how the way it opens without the site crashing. I mean, no shit. Same thing for Twitter, too. Because it does the same thing as well. It's like, hey, open it up and then it just randomly crashes for no reason. Which actually it didn't earlier when you sent a Twitter post. So it's like Twitter just servers just shit in the middle of the night because no one's operating them or something. These flies taught me so much. I'm just waiting, dude. I swear to God. Any joke that Elon decided to call Twitter Blue Red X, D Titans should sue. I honestly hope Elon does that, because he'd probably be stupid enough to do it. Because Elon is that much of a fucking moron that I would think that he would do that without even realizing it. Did you watch the show growing up? The original Teen Titans? Yeah. I mean, I didn't watch it, super extensively, but I watched a good amount of the episodes to understand, a chunk of it. It was actually a pretty good show about, handling a lot of different commentary and a lot of other shit, too. Cat sure sense. Well, that honestly means that he likes you. If a cat has his tail up and, doing all that and stuff, and he turns around and shows you the bunghole, that generally is kind of a sign of affection, because it shows the cat trusts you and likes you. So, I mean, that's why. I just heard that motherfucker right over here. Where are you, my little bitch? The sort of guy, this never-ending battle that I mostly never win. Come on, bitch, come on, come on. He was buzzing around over here somewhere, but his movie's so fucking fast, I swear to God, I don't even know where it is. I hate how they are so goddamn fast of shit, too. That is what annoys the hell out of me. Does Curly do this? Well, kind of, but, I mean, he has, a big kind of, crooked little curl in his tail. So, I mean, kind of does, but... I mean, because when he was born, he was born with that deformity in his tail and stuff, and, because of that, a part of his lower back isn't totally aligned. It's kind of, at the very end, a little, kind of crooked. So, I mean, he kind of does, but not totally. I mean, I guess enough. And also, as far as I'm aware, it doesn't really hurt him or anything, when it comes to that. But he does really like, you know, if you kind of do this, like, right along his back. As long as you don't do it too hard, but if you do it gently, I mean, he really loves that. Like, he goes pretty crazy over that shit. Because I think it kind of helps, like, kind of pop his back out a little bit and stuff, and, you know, like, for any kid, that'll feel good. Oh, shit. Oh, my God, I hit you and you buzzed the... oh. Let that be a lesson, you little bitch. You want to come back? Want to come back, motherfucker? You really want to go that way? Some alternate universe humans show humanoid cats their ass. Humanoid cats. So, like, anthropomorphic kitties exist. Rise of the Planet of the Kitties. I'll be okay with that alternative universe. I mean, I guess that would have to be the compromise. I guess I'd be doing shit like that, I guess, which... Alright, I mean, you know, I'm, like, kind of question it, but whatever. I mean, but hey. I guess everything else will be fine about it. So, whatever. That would technically mean that, like, humanoid cats, you know, from the Egyptian times would be worshipping us like gods. So, there is also that. Planet 8's prequels are okay. Yeah, they're alright. I like Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Yeah, they're pretty good. I mean, honestly, all in all, I haven't really watched them in a while. I'm kind of honestly thinking about it, maybe. You know, getting back into those films, checking out the prequels a little bit. You need to ignore a femboy. But what if you're your own femboy, though? Because, I mean, that could, you know, I mean, what if that's the case? For your femboy? Well, again, what if I already am my own furry femboy? Well, I guess 2 is better than 1, obviously. Go to bed. Why do you always say that? I gotta go to bed. I'm gonna go get lunch. Do some errands and stuff. After that bull's cashed. Which it is. It's time to say goodnight. Yeah, maybe for you. But at least, you know, I'll be back on a little later tonight, you know, after I finish up some errands, get some lunch and all that fun shit. So, all in all, at least for now, yeah, I'll call good. But, of course, peace out. I'll be back on for the next time. So, at the backadoos. These fucking flies, man.